Okay, so let's talk custom AI. Imagine having an assistant that doesn't just work for you, but kind of thinks like you. Just a few years back, this whole idea of building your own AI, that was basically sci-fi, unless you worked at like a massive tech company. Well, that's all changed. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can build a specialized AI for your own team, and you can get started like today. So, does this sound familiar? Are you just buried in repetitive tasks? That endless mountain of admin, the same stuff, day in, day out. You get that feeling, right? That you're spending way more time on the busy work than on the work that actually matters. It's a total productivity killer. And honestly, it's happening everywhere. Yeah, and that daily grind, it's not just frustrating, is it? It has real hidden costs. We're talking about projects slowing to a crawl, results that are all over the place, and honestly, it just burns out your best people. So let's take a closer look at what this really looks like. And here's the thing, look at this list. It's universal, right? We are all drowning in admin. We're all dealing with work that's, well, inconsistent. And don't even get me started on hunting for that one piece of information that's scattered across who knows how many folders. It all just adds up to that feeling of there's just not enough time, all because of these repetitive manual tasks. So how do we break out of this cycle? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The biggest shift happening with AI right now isn't just about using it, it's about creating your own. We're going from just being users to actually being builders, and that's a huge, huge leap. Just think about it. An AI assistant that already knows your team's tone, gets your specific tasks, and understands your internal processes. It's not some generic, off-the-shelf tool. It's a specialist that you build specifically for your team. Now that's the real game changer here. All right, so you're probably thinking, okay, I'm in. How do I build one? But where do you even begin? Right now, there are kind of three main players you need to know about. OpenAI has its GPTs, Google has GEMs, and Anthropic has something called Claude projects. So let's dive in and see what each one is really good at. This table is a really nice high-level look at things. So, if you're looking for super deep customization and building out complex automations, OpenAI's GPTs are probably your best bet. But if your team lives and breathes Google Workspace, then GEMs are a no-brainer because that integration is just seamless. And then you've got Claude, which is an absolute powerhouse for anything involving heavy-duty research or content because of its amazing ability to understand context. Okay, let's kick things off with the one that really started this whole craze, Custom GPTs from OpenAI. Their whole approach is to give you this incredibly powerful general AI that you can then shape into whatever you need. The idea is actually pretty simple. You basically give it a job description, super clear instructions, then you feed it your own documents so it has the right knowledge, and you can even connect it to other tools. And the key word here is versatility. I mean, teams are using these things for everything, from cranking out SEO content to summarizing those super dense research papers, or even building little bots to handle customer FAQs. And if you're a bit more tech savvy, you can hook them up to other apps and create some seriously powerful automated workflows. All right, next up, Google's answer to this, which they call GEMs. And their superpower is one thing: integration. Deep, seamless integration right into Google Workspace. This isn't some separate app you have to open. Nope, it's an assistant that lives right there inside your Gmail, your Docs, and your Sheets. And that's where you immediately see the appeal, right? You can have a gem just analyze a spreadsheet and create a chart for you, right there in Sheets. Or you can have it draft a marketing email in your brand's voice without ever leaving Gmail. The AI is coming to you exactly where you're already doing your work. And finally, we have Anthropic's Claude, which comes at this from a slightly different angle with something they call projects. Now, don't think of this as just a chatbot. It's more like a dedicated, smart workspace. The whole idea is that the AI can look at a bunch of different files and conversations all at once, and it never loses track of the context. It keeps it all straight. And this is exactly why it's become a huge favorite for writers, researchers, people like that. You can literally upload 10 different research papers for a big strategy document, and Claude will use all of that info consistently across the whole project. It just doesn't forget the important details. Okay, the theory is cool and all, but let's get practical. How does this actually work in the real world? I'm going to run through a few quick-fire examples to show you just how useful these tools can be, whatever you do. So, say you're on a marketing team. You could build a custom GPT, feed it all your brand guidelines, your past successful campaigns, and then just ask it, hey, generate a new ad campaign for Dubai. And boom, It spits out something perfectly localized with the right tone, the right feel. Or what if you're in real estate? You could set up a Google Gem to automatically pull in all the latest sales data every single week, analyze it, and then drop a perfect little market update summary right into a Google Sheet. All done, ready for your team meeting. Working in HR or ops, how about a GPT that does the first round of CV screening for you based on the job description you give it? Or, on the flip side, you could use a Claude project to take those super dense, hard-to-read company policy documents and rewrite them in plain, simple English that everyone can actually understand. And look, this is not just for giant corporations. A small business owner could totally build a GPT to handle like 80% of their customer service replies, or a gem that whips up quotes and invoices from just a simple command. It's a massive leveling of the playing field. Okay, I know this can sound a little overwhelming, a little complex, but I love this quote from Zapier. The key is just don't overthink it. Find one small, annoying task that has a big impact and start there. That's how you get the ball rolling. So, the big question, how do you actually build one of these things? Well, the really good news is that no matter which platform you choose, the basic process is pretty much the same. It really just boils down to 5 simple steps. First up, you have to define its purpose. What is the one specific problem it's going to solve? Be clear. Step 2, you add instructions. Think of this as giving it a personality and a rule book. Tell it how to act. Third, you give it knowledge. This is where you upload your documents, your data, your style guides. This is basically its brain. Fourth, you pick its capabilities. Do you want it to be able to browse the web? Check the box. And finally, and this is the most important part, you have to test and refine. You chat with it, see what it does well, see where it messes up, and you tweak it. That's it. That's the whole loop. Okay, let's just zoom out for a minute here, because this isn't really about saving 5 minutes on a Tuesday afternoon. This is bigger than that. When you start adopting this kind of technology, it creates a fundamental shift in what your team can actually do. So, what's the real bottom line impact? Well, for starters, you slash the amount of repetitive manual work, which frees up your people to do the smart, creative stuff. Collaboration gets way faster because all the important knowledge is in one place. Your work becomes more consistent and, frankly, just better. And maybe most importantly, it gives smaller teams the kind of power that, until now, was really only available to huge companies. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question. And don't try to boil the ocean here. Don't think about changing everything all at once. Just think about that one single, repetitive, time-sucking task that drives everyone on your team absolutely crazy. Got it? Okay. What is the very first workflow your team is going to automate?